All right, so thanks for everybody to be on these. We are going to go back to what I realize is that for us to have consistencies in our lives, we've got to have consistent things. And one of them is this Friday huddle. To be honest with you, I thought you guys were all going to be involved. So this is the huddle that we are going to have. It is a mindset thing that's on Fridays, but I think I'm Steady Freddy on Mondays. Was that what did I do on Monday? I don't know. One of the other days. So anyway, these Friday huddles will continue for our referral partners, for our VA team. And let's see, we have, good job. Is Sam the only referral partner that's on this huddle? Good job, Sam. Way to go. Let's give a round of applause for Sam. So Sam, do you have IHOP over there?
We do.
You have Ruby Tuesday over there?
No.
Do you have Lani Kai Juice?
No.
Okay, congratulations. For you being the only referral partner on the huddle, you get a $25 gift card.
Woo! All right, sounds great. Thank you.
And then I have one other person to give a gift card to, and then she gets to choose is Jenny. And I'll tell you why Jenny gets to choose a gift card here. By the way, these all have 25 bucks on them. Oh, by the way, where's the best place to get gift cards from? You. Yes. Yeah, for me. But if you gotta pay for them, the best place to get them from is Costco, because they'll usually do like all of these are like, I think it's like $75 for 100. Yeah. So that's the best place, and they got all of them in there. So anyway, there's your tip for today. So Jenny gets to pick one of the three here because, you know, Jenny is, you guys all believe that Jenny is a giver, not a taker.
Yes.
That she's outward focused, not inward focused.
Yes.
And so we want to recognize it in Jenny because, you know, she came up to me the other day, you know, she did the wheel spin, she won a gift card. And the gift card only had $5 on it with the Starbucks. And you know what Jenny said? Hey, you mother effer, where's my $25 gift card? No, she didn't say that. You know what she said? She said, you know what, make sure that you guys know what's on the gift cards in case we give one of these to the clients. But she didn't complain, she didn't whine. She was still, even at that moment when she was shorted, she was outward focused. So big round of applause for Jenny, and she gets to pick. No, I got more for
Where's the Lani Kai?
this one. Okay.
Where is the Lani Kai?
It's right down the street. In fact, for all of you, I'm glad that you picked Lani Kai. We're not going to use your Lani Kai gift card, but for everybody in the office today, we're not going to do lunch, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to, for everybody's in the office at 11:30, 12 o'clock, we're going to walk over to Lani Kai Juice and buy everybody a Lani Kai Juice. Can you mail this to Sam when you get a chance? And tell
Yes,
us, you know.
I'll mail it to you, Sam. I won't take it.
Yeah. So that reminds me of the difference between contribution and commitment, and because it's IHOP and it's breakfast. So I want to start off today with our quote of the day is that there are lessons to be learned when we have breakfast, and the lesson to be learned when we have breakfast about contribution and versus commitment, about being all in versus not being all in, is very simple. The chicken made a contribution to your breakfast this morning if you had eggs. The pig, if you had bacon, he was all in. He was 100% committed to participating in your breakfast this morning. He was all in. Now, I'm not saying like go in there and kamikaze your appointments, and if they don't sign with you, just, you know, have a vest bomb and pull the trigger and just be all in like that. But just short of that, what is your mindset starting your day in this business as a realtor? So couple things that I wrote down this morning, and I'm going to give you a second quote, and this is from Martin Luther King, and it's about letting go and about, you know, bitterness. And he says this: bitterness is blindness. Bitterness is blindness. So when we're in a situation where somebody wrongs us, or, you know, they hang up on us, or they're extremely rude, or they cut us off in traffic, or what do you guys think? Outside of Team Lally and our referral partnerships and Keller Williams in general, Is the rest of the world just not going to have this mindset? More likely to be negative mental attitudes out there, or positive mental attitudes?
Negative.
Unfortunately, that's just how the world goes. That's how the world goes. It starts from our programming when we're little kids. And as parents, we got to fight against this, but what are we mostly telling our kids when they're very, very young? No or yes?
No.
No, it's always no, 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 stop that, no, 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 no. You will say no to your child, and we've had no said to us when we were children by our parents because they didn't know any better, probably 40 to 1, 30 to 1. And if I had to be super conservative, at least 20 to 1. 20 to 1, no, 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 no. So we have a lot of programming to overcome. So as adults, the good news is that as adults, we have this thing called free will. And we can make decisions every day to do things differently and live a life by design as opposed to a life by default. Default means you just getting up and just doing whatever, watching the news, getting all that negative programming, coming to work, and talking about what Tony Robbins calls the biggest problem in the United States or in the world. Problems, talking of problems. We love talking about problems. We compare problems. We want problems in our lives. We focus on problems. So that's natural behavior, and unfortunately what everybody's doing on the average in the world, and you got to fight against that. So how we fight against that is I've come up with 6 things that you can do to fight against that. Number 1, you got to live in schedule. Just write the word schedule down. You got to live and die by your schedule. So what do we know about schedules? Tell me. Say it.
If it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist.
If it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. What else? Because I got a bunch of them. Anybody else about schedules?
Stick to your calendar.
Stick to your calendar is one of them.
Focus on the plan, not the problem.
Yeah, focus on the plan, not the problem. What else?
It helps you time manage.
It helps you time manage. It helps you time block.
Manage yourself, not your time.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, and I'm going to give you 2 more. It's not about selling real estate. It's about following a schedule. It's not about selling real estate. It's about following the schedule. And I'm going to give you another one. And I'll wrap it up with this one. Does your schedule reflect your goals? Does your schedule reflect your goals? So what do I want to see on that schedule? If I know that you are on track as a realtor to be serious about your business, literally, I don't want you to write the word prospecting. Prospecting means there's a probability of something happen that might work or blah, blah, blah. Prospecting, in the olden days, what did the prospector or the miner, what were they looking for? Gold. So instead of having prospecting on your planner on schedule, I want everybody today to change it to golden hour. So when I look on your schedule, Sam, let's see here. Arthur, share with Sam, what is a golden hour?
Golden hour is the hour that you utilize only to pretty much mine your gold.
Mine your gold. And there's only 3 things you're doing on the golden hour. Do you guys remember?
Calls,
Calling,
text,
talking,
or text,
or
texting bubbles.
Texting bubbles.
Texting bubbles.
And we say texting bubbles in that. It's not sending a text out into the universe and then wondering when it's going to come back, but you're actually seeing exchange because you're seeing the texting bubbles because they're responding. So it's either dialing, talking, or texting. That's what you should be doing. You're doing your golden hour, and you should be using your golden form. And I went to Costco last night. They didn't have any, so I'm gonna go to Walmart or send JD to Walmart. I'm gonna get those golden, basically the gold notepads, right? I want those gold notepads. Everybody should have one all the time and just be writing them up. The quantity of your income is going to be determined by how many of those sheets you keep filling out, because that means you're talking to somebody and you're making notes. So Sam, what we do in that is we don't let anything distract us. You know, I used to tell you guys prospect for 3 hours. That's just not realistic. The longer you have blocked out for prospecting, the higher probability you're going to get distracted or interrupted and stop. The shorter the amount of time, here's the human nature of that. Does anybody know when you're the most efficient and most busiest in getting stuff done? Maybe David knows a little bit about that right now because you're about to go on with your wife. I thought you guys were going to celebrate a 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah, next month.
And where are you guys going?
Maui.
Yeah, you're about to go on a trip. So before you go on a trip or vacation, you'd be surprised. Don't you guys all agree? That's like you're getting it all done. Because your back's up against the wall. If you don't get it all done, then you're going to be dealing with during vacation. Your vacation's not going to be awesome. So what I'm telling you is treat that golden hour like you have the golden hour, and the next minute you're going on vacation and you're done. or we'll give you another 30-minute window because you got to go back in and update your notes. So is your mindset with those golden hours is that literally you're just doing outbound calls on those golden hours? And Sam, let me ask you something, Sam. If you had 5 of those golden hours every week where it's literally just outbound dialing, talking, or texting, nothing else, nothing interrupting you. If you did that 5 times a week, what would your business look like?
Well, probably double.
Yeah. He's focused, man. He's doing that. Your screen's kind of frozen, so all we see is you like. It's like you're like, it's like I forgot what was that, like Meet the Parents, and they were like FaceTiming, and they was like, oh, but because they didn't want to talk to him anymore, so they were like, oh, their screen must have frozen. But okay, so that was the second thing that I was going to talk about on your schedule, golden hour. And then it's not about doing more. In this business, I'm telling you right now, you got to have a schedule because in this business, we're all self-employed. You know what's the good news? You guys are all self-employed. You know what is the bad and most challenging part of this? You're all self-employed. You're all self-employed. When you had a job, you show up at 8 o'clock and you go home at 5:30. You show up at 8:30, what do you call that? It's called fired. In this business, you guys show up at 8:30, 9 o'clock, whenever you want. You don't get fired. But it's a slow version of being fired because you're firing yourself when you show up late and you don't do the stuff that you need to do to take care of your family. Okay? So golden hours. I don't recommend 3 hours for prospecting. I guarantee you, anybody that's hearing my voice, I would challenge you that if I put a stopwatch on your chest, you know, a stopwatch around your neck hanging from your chest, and you clicked it every time you were talking to somebody and stopped it, or dialing or texting, and you stopped it when you were not talking, dialing, or texting, I would challenge you to show me 1 hour like continuous runtime on a stopwatch if you got that time blocked on your schedule. It ain't gonna happen. I know this because that came from Darren Daly, and he did that experiment, and he said in an 8-hour day, he was lucky to get 30 minutes to an hour of solid outbound prospecting, okay, or golden hour. The other 4 things I want to, there's 3 more things. So number 1 was schedule. Number 2 is golden hour. Number 3, make sure you guys are filtering down who you're in front of. You've got to have A, B, and C, and we spend the most amount of time with who? A. We spend less time with B, and C, we get around to them. Don't be afraid. Sam, do you know we have an ABC form? You know about our ABC form?
Yeah, I did notice that in Boomtown. So yeah, that's a good addition.
But we actually have a form that you slide in front of the client during your consultation that describes what an A, B, and C client is, and they pick one, and then they sign it. That's the form I'm talking about. Do you have that form?
No, I don't.
One of the VAs, please get that form to Sam today at the end of the consultation. You can do it right now if you want. That ABC form, wouldn't it be nice if the client told you what they were and signed it, and they were on the same page, literally and figuratively, so you knew who to spend the most amount of time with and not to spend time with at all? Wouldn't that make a big difference in your business?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job for being on this huddle. Is there a value in being on these huddles?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you pick up little nuggets here and there.
Every
You
time.
incorporate them.
Yeah, I want you to get a nugget every time you're on these huddles. I want everybody to get, you know what, be that person that when you're sharing or teaching or sharing stuff, that they're coming away with a nugget, okay? So quality clients, it's not about doing more, it's about being efficient. If you guys are giving equal time to every single one of your clients, that's wrong. That's wrong, because I'm gonna tell you, from the buy side, will there be clients that will have you show them 50 homes? If they're having you show them 50 homes, that's a C client that's really eating up your time that you should be spending with A clients. How many homes should you show them if they're an A client?
5 to 8.
Yeah, about 5 to 8. And showing them 5 to 8 homes is about having a good buyer consultation. So don't skip the steps, okay? So make sure you're either spending time reaching out to, when you do your prospecting, you gotta start off with the A's, the hots, the news, and work your way down so that if you do run out of time, get interrupted, the people that get pushed off to the next day are the A clients or the C clients. So if you're flipping it around or going all over the place, there's a high probability that your A clients are getting flipped off to the next day. And if you're flipping them off to the next day, you might as well just be really flipping them off. Because they're going to be like, wow, man, what happened to you, man? We're all hot. We had this conversation. You told me to call me tomorrow, and you didn't. immediately that conversation, you just killed the connection by not focusing on your A clients, okay? So really be direct with people. You know, don't get all sophisticated and super duper and all that. Are you ready to do business with me? Are you ready to write an offer? Do you want to buy a home like now? I mean, I'm just real basic. You guys think I'm all sophisticated when I'm on the phone. Sometimes I'm just like super basic with the conversation. You know, I like what Bradley says. If you feel that I'm being sincere with you, I'm going to give you a Bradley nugget. You feel I'm being sincere with you. They say yes. Then you can now say whatever you want after that, and they're going to take it not in the wrong way, but be open to it. Are you ready to buy a home? Yeah. Okay. Then this is what we need to do. Okay. Number 4, I'm going to wrap it up. 4 is exercise. And is it talking about exercise? Well, how do we know you're committed to exercise? What's the first step?
Schedule.
It's got to be on your schedule. And I'm not talking about training for the Ironman. I'm talking about even if it's just like go meditate, go do 10 push-ups, go do 10 sit-ups, do 10 air squats, just real super simple things. I learned that from Jack LaLanne. He said, exercise can be done anywhere, anytime, at whatever your physical ability is. Okay? Get up from your desk. Exercise is doing your prospecting standing up. Exercise is, guess what? At team meetings, standing up. That's why we have you guys stand up. You're more involved. Your energy levels are up. Number 5, eat well. Really take a look at what you eat is what you are, right? You know, they always say that. And I'm going to tell you that your brain is the most important tool that you have in how you interact with people and convert. And your brain needs fuel. And if you put crappy fuel in the car, what happens? Boom, 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 boom. That's what's happening. And then the last one I'll leave for you is number 6. Americans are so bad at this. Sleep. You got to get sleep. You had a question?
No.
He's got that.
Yeah, you do. You got to get sleep. You got to get sleep.
Got an amen.
Yeah. You know, even if you're not getting the sleep or you can't get the sleep, just get in the bed and shut it off. I'm guilty of it too. When I first built this business, I didn't know this. But Howard can attest to this, man. I would send him be sending him emails at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the office by 8. And there were times where I stayed up 3 days in a row. And I'll tell you right now, I guarantee you scientifically, physiologically, from a physiology standpoint, I probably took off months or years, or not years. I would say I probably eliminated a couple of days of the longevity of my life. Okay. So schedule, golden hour, quality clients, exercise, eat well, and sleep. That's where we're at. We're 4 minutes over. Sam, what's your big takeaway?
Get it on the schedule. If it's not on the schedule, it's not going to happen. Period.
It's not on the schedule. It's a good first step. We still put stuff on our schedules that we blow off, but I will tell you, in our group, and when I'm talking with you guys, and these are going to be sessions to help you feel accountable, they're going to be sessions with you guys and say, well, let's take a look at your schedule and pull it up. All right, Renee, what's your big takeaway, Renee?
Filter the people.
What's that?
Filter the people that you interact with or that you communicate with using the ABC.
Yes, and then May, how about you, May? And then Bernice next. May.
Yeah, just do what all the things that you said, like the schedule, golden hour, quality clients, exercise, eat well, and sleep.
Yes, and then Bernice, what about you, Bernice? What's your big takeaway?
Your schedule reflects your goals.
Your schedule reflects your goals. You guys notice something different about the VAs? What do you guys notice?
It's dark. They're
They're all
facing
there.
on-
We can see their beautiful faces and handsome faces. You know, I was at Duke's thing and I sent Renee a picture of when we were doing their meeting and all the VAs had their cameras on. So I said, Renee, we got to do this with our VAs. And then boom, they're all doing it. And so I learned this in the Philippines. They don't say mabuhay. You guys don't, what does mabuhay mean? You guys don't say mabuhay. Mabuhay is a big Filipino thing in Hawaii though. What do they say?
No.
No. So no mabuhay?
Kumusta?
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 That sounds Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you say when you have a celebration. Well, we're gonna send all our VAs. We're gonna send all our VAs the most famous Filipino toast and celebration in Hawaii, which is mabuhay, and we'll give them 3 mabuhays. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Mabuhay! 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 All right, thank you, awesome VA team, for being on today's huddle. Aloha. Thank you, DAs. You guys are awesome.